Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Gaslands TV. Today I'll be doing these 4 cars at the bottom here, the purple and aqua blue. I'm doing them to give you an idea of what we're looking for the contest that's running on Facebook. Go to Gaslands TV on Facebook and join the group, and then just put a picture of a purple or aqua blue car, and you get a chance of winning one of these containers full of guns, rams, tires, missile launchers, and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, go check out the group. It's really fun, and I'll be posting pictures of your work from now on my videos. Someone's doing a nice fade here with an airbrush. Someone else did this really cool Gaslands TV truck. So yeah, check it out and join us. Now let's get to it. So I primed the cars. I already modded the cars. I had a footage of it, but something happened to it. I lost it or something. So just so you know, I glued a few parts from the container on basically a few cars that I had. I didn't open them. I didn't remove the windows or anything. I just primed straight on and glued some spikes on some tires. I did this truck here. I want to try making a harpoon with rams on all sides of the truck, so I could harpoon some cars in and do some damage, hopefully. And then I had this hovercraft. I found it pretty cool, so I put some missiles on top and a ram in front. Again, these are all things you could get from the container. And let's see which colors are part of the logo. So we got aqua, purple, blue, and went to Walmart. I bought these. These are pretty cheap, except for the color shifting one. I've never tried color shifting paints, so I'll see how that works. Then I bought some metallic, some brushed metal, and black, which I already had. Black is only used for the tires most of the time, but I think I'm gonna do this one color shift color, and I'll probably make the Jeep or the truck the dark blue or purple. At this point I was just trying to figure out which color to do each one, but even then when you make a choice, when you start painting you might change. So first up, you put your gloves on, which is a huge help. You don't want to get paint all over your hands when you're painting 4 vehicles at the same time. To remove these plastics, just twist it the opposite direction and it should come off pretty easily. And just get to it. Don't be shy, jump in, put some paint on the body. Again, when I like to paint, I do a few coats, especially when you're primed black instead of white or gray. You might need a few extra coats, so make sure the paint doesn't pool or have like bumps in it and stuff like that. Just spread it around as much as you can, and after doing a few coats, do the body of the other cars while one is drying. So once I did the Jeep, started on the truck, the pickup truck, and this I changed idea. I decided to go with this aqua blue instead of the purple for the truck. As you can tell, paint is really transparent here, so you're gonna have to need a few coats. Sometimes doing the windows first is probably better. But I didn't know what color to do the windows. I think it's one of the first times I didn't open the Hot Wheel or the car before painting it, so all the windows are still there, so I'll figure out what to do with the windows later. So for the hovercraft, I went with this purple and started with the body again, and basically did maybe 2 or 3 coats. Don't worry about doing mistakes, because at the end of everything you'll take the black and do all the tires and all the stuff that need to be fixed. And that's my last coat. So once all the bodies have been painted, I wanted to do something different with this one, so I tried the color shifting colors from Walmart. As you can see, it's brand new. I never tried this type of paint, so we'll see what it looks like. There's a lot of gold in it. I'm not sure if that's on purpose or if I got a bad bottle, but it's kind of weird. So when I first put the coat, I was like, okay, this is just gold paint with a bit of purple in it. I don't see how that's color shifting. Maybe I did something wrong here. If you guys know some tips on how to use this type of paint, please leave it in the comments and I'll share it in my next video. But yeah, so I tried putting some blue on top of the gold to try to get like a purple slash blue color shifting, but it just became gold and blue. So I mean, it's shiny, but not exactly what I thought the paint would do. So then I tried purple. Put purple all over the car with the gold kind of shining through. Again, it's not really what I was going for, so I've tried to put some color shifting paint, a little drop in the purple, and mix that in, and hopefully that would work. Now that I think of it, it might have been better in the blue paint because it already has purple, so it would have been blue, purple, and gold. But yeah, still not what I thought it would be. Oh, that's my lovely wife giving me a Jamaican patty. Don't forget to eat, guys. Pro tip: when you're painting for 5 hours, always have a snack or something ready to eat, because yeah, you could get lost in this hobby when you start painting. So I'm gonna try putting some of this stuff in blue. Maybe this could be a cool color for the windows on the cars, so I'm gonna test that out. I mean, it's hard to find the color window, right? It'd be nice if there was a bottle that said window. So let me take a little bite out of this and back to painting. Decided to do the wing blue. Maybe have a few colors from all the cars on this one. So maybe have the wing blue, and by accident some of the blue fell in the back there on the edge, so it was a happy little mistake. So I kind of faded it into the purple. Just dry brush the color. You have some blue on your brush, there's only a little bit left of it, so just keep adding it until you're happy with the fade. I mean, it's not airbrush fade, but you know, it looks not bad. So I got the purple, I got the dark blue on the car. Now I'm missing the aqua, so I'll probably do the aqua in the front and fade the aqua so that this little car has all three colors of the team. I'm gonna try putting this gold here in the aqua, see how that looks, and I'm gonna use that to do the fade in the front of the buggy. So I start off by making a line, very light line, and then go downwards towards the front of the fade. And then I'm gonna add more of that color all the way in the front, and then a lot more on the edges of it to make it pop. this is the first time I'm doing a fade, and it was by complete accident. So if you have any tips, let us know. That looks not bad. So now it's ready, I guess, for the silver. So once you've done all the bodies of the cars you're working on, silver and paint all of your guns and armor and bumpers, engines, bits that you've glued on. So whatever needs to be silver on each of the cars, just go around. And I mean, your brush is dirty with silver paint, so just do all of them at the same time. What's cool about these pastel colors, these light colors, when you're doing silver, you can go along the edges just with a brush that's has very little paint on it, and it's gonna be like paint chips. And depending on how the light's gonna hit the car, it's gonna make it shine. It's gonna give it a realistic weathered effect, and it's the simplest way to do it. Wherever you want paint to be, you know, chipped off or removed, which is usually along the edges, wherever there's bumps, wherever there's like a curve on the metal, around the hood, door handles, door hinges. And here it just looks like I'm doing a silver line there, but there's actually some pretty good damage on the Jeep here. Even on the hood where it's rounded, you know, just pass the brush a little bit, and it's gonna give it a highlight, little shine, little weathered metal. You see it better in this angle. This is really easy technique. Just dry brush on anything that's round or cylindrical, and it's kind of like erasing paint, and it's, you know, chipping off the paint. Now I'm gonna do the missile launchers on the cushy here. I don't know what to call this thing. You know what? If you guys have any names or name ideas for any of these cars, let me know. And yeah, while it's drying, I'm painting my friend's sword. He does some Gundams. He sits next to me and does Gundams while I do this. So sometimes you know, paint some of his stuff while my stuff is drying. So for these little details, if you want, you could take a bit of time, and with a toothpick you could really put some details, or some silver details. Like this one had some hinges here, so just very slowly put a bit of paint and highlight the roundness over here with some silver. Again, same thing I did with the Jeep and the truck. Just put some silver wherever you want to chip the paint off of your vehicle. Oh, that looks pretty good. Looks weathered, damaged a little bit. In the front here, this is rounded, so I'm gonna pass some brush there on this little bump here. And yeah, so now these cars, they look weathered, but they still look brand new, right? So it's time to brush them with a little bit of rust. That's like, it's an orange, but a powdery orange. You could buy war paint rust effect. I'll show you the bottle later, but it's super easy. You just paint a bit of that wherever you want rust, and it comes out looking like, look at the engine here. It's very subtle. You don't really see it, but it's there. It's actually weathering, depending on how much paint or rust you want to put. Put some on the roof here. There's very little on this brush. I'm just changing the color of the paint a little bit. Just cleaning my brush that has leftover rust color on it on the truck here. And that's what I'm talking about, the dry rust effect from Warpaint's Army Painter. Yeah, I'll show you what it looks like when you put a lot. It comes on pretty bright and it dries up perfect rust color. So you just go along the edges wherever you want to put rust. I mean, I probably overdid it on this truck. You know, less is more when you're putting rust, but I really wanted it to be more rusted. Like along the spikes, wherever metal meets and touch, like the armor paneling here, it's meeting with the pipe. So there's probably going to be a lot of rust there. Along the fender here, above the wheels. The joints of where metal meets is usually rusted. All around that engine there, I'm probably going to put some of the rust too. So as you can see, it is bright. It looks kind of fake, but as it dries, it comes out really nice. But then you could go even further and put some brown on top of the bright orange, which I'm going to show you in a second. Once you do all your cars, once you've decided where you put the rust and everything, just with some brown or dark brown color that you could get at Walmart, go over little dots of wherever you put the orange if you want to make it a bit darker. What helps is also, maybe if you have your phone next to you or a laptop or whatever, just Google rust and open that page that has a bunch of rust images. Go through them, you'll get ideas of what rust should look like and what colors are used in rust. Gonna put some rust here behind the propellers. Here the gun is touching the wing, so we'll probably pool some water there, which would rust it. And those look pretty good, except for the windows and the tires. So again, with silver, I like to do the tires last, because most of the time when you're moving the car around or whatever, you're always going to touch the wheels somehow, and you know, they roll on wherever you're painting. So I do the wheels or tires last with the black. So I'm going to go with this blue and the color shift to try to make a window color and see how that looks on the hovercraft. It looks pretty good. It's actually the closest I think I could get to the color window, if that's even a color. But if you don't feel like opening your Hot Wheel and you want to paint window color, this is pretty good. It's blue, it's shiny. I mean, you could even dirty it up a little bit with some brown. But I'm gonna say these guys like their windows clean. You could see where they're shooting. Most important thing while driving is your visibility, so let's keep these windows clean, right? And finally, once all the windows are done, I go to black and finish up the tires. Another reason I like using black last is because for some reason when I'm painting, my tires become so dirty that it's the easiest way for me to fix any mistakes or corrections I need to do on the tires. This one had some wipers, so I paint those black. Actually, when I painted them, it kind of looked like a face. Kind of looked like the car was smiling, like the cartoon cars. Kind of cute. And then at the end, also the black, I use it at the tip of guns to give it that used look, like it's fired a lot. Again, don't put too much black, just a little bit on the edges here. Here, this is where all the missiles come out, so make that pretty dirty on both sides. And I did the little propeller there inside, dirtied that up. Dirtied up the engine here. And the minigun. I'm gonna dirty up the tip of these exhausts here. And see, again, the tires, they got dirty. I had to redo the mags silver. But yeah, so this is the Jeep. Kind of finished. The only thing I didn't film is I painted the grid aqua blue. That Jeep was kind of missing that color, so I put on the grid, or the net that was around the driver. This looks pretty good too. So once you're done, just do a whole turn of your car, see if there's anything you want to add or something you missed, or a mistake, or there was paint on your glove and you put a fingerprint somewhere. I mean, that's the best thing about Gaslands. You could do a mistake and dirty up your car and it's gonna look fine. So as you can see, I made the grid of the Jeep purple to match the other cars. So that's it. If you guys are looking for dice and are in Canada or the US, I could ship those. If you're looking for engine blocks with skulls on them, pipes, rams, guns, containers, I could send you a container full of these stuff. All you got to do is click on the Etsy link in my video description and place an order, or try to win it on the Facebook Gaslands TV page by simply posting a picture of one of your blue, purple, or aqua colored cars. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.